In this episode, we're going to first talk about what's normal. Celebrity magazines have totally skewed what we expect the postpartum weight loss journey to look like. So we're going to dive into real studies done with everyday women to see how much weight they lost postpartum and what their time frame looked like. Next, we'll give you a formula to use to estimate the minimum number of weeks it will take you to get to your pre-pregnancy weight, assuming you're aiming for a healthy weight loss rate. And finally, we will give you the steps to follow on how to reach the minimum number of weeks. Welcome to the next episode of Flat Stomach, Scam versus the Real Way to Lose Belly Fat series. If you want to know when the next episode drops, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell icon. Hi Viva fam, this is Richa from CoachViva.com. Let's go.
A study found that 40.3% of women lost greater than 5.5 pounds of fat 1 year after. Up to 20% retained greater than 11 pounds after 1 year. And women on average lost about 10.4 pounds between 2 weeks to 2 years after giving birth. So here's the time frame. About 13 pounds are lost during the childbirth itself. This includes the baby, the placenta, amniotic fluids, and excess water. You may lose about half of the weight gained, generally 6 weeks postpartum, and the remaining takes another 6 to 12 months. Now, if you gain more than the recommended 25 to 35 pounds during your term, then it may take you longer. Expect to lose about 0.5 to 1% of body weight weekly. I'm putting numbers from these studies up front because this is reality. What you see in magazine covers and what celebrities tell you is not what happens. And know that even when you get back to your pre-pregnancy weight, your body may not look exactly the same as before.
If you're still in the first 6 weeks postpartum, then wait at least until the first 6 weeks have passed so that you've already shed all of the weight from the fluids and everything. If you're at 6 weeks or later since childbirth, then use this formula to estimate the minimum number of weeks it will take you to get to your pre-pregnancy weight, provided you do everything that Lucy lists in the next section on how to reach that minimum time frame. And the formula is log at the base of 0.99 of pre-pregnancy weight divided by current weight, and then multiply that entire result by 2. You can find a link to the calculator for this in the description below.
So here's what to do. Before you start, wait at least 6 weeks before attempting to eat a calorie deficit. This is because your body needs nutrition to heal and recover. If you're breastfeeding especially, you need nutrition in order to produce consistent milk. In fact, if you're breastfeeding, you may even want to wait 2 months until milk supply has normalized before you try to go on a deficit. Ask your postpartum doctor what's sufficient for you. You don't need to weigh yourself the first 2 weeks since you're still peeing out a lot of the fluids. So take the time, rest, recover, and enjoy being there with your baby. Then weigh yourself once on weeks 3, 4, 5, and 6. You don't need to do daily weigh-ins. Now, if your energy levels are feeling good after the minimum 6 weeks and your weight isn't dropping anymore week over week, and you get the okay from your doctor, then go ahead and start with a calorie deficit of 200 calories. Yes, some articles recommending jumping into a 500 calorie deficit at once, but that's a huge jump and you'll likely find it hard to sustain. A 200 calorie deficit should be enough to have you losing 1 to 2 pounds of body weight per week, while still having you feel comfortable enough that you're able to nail your goals while juggling a new baby. And don't drop below 1200 calories a day unless you have your doctor's approval. You can use an app like MyFitnessPal to track your food intake. We made a whole video on how to get the most out of that app, and I'll link that out in the description below. Now, once you feel comfortable enough sticking to your calorie deficit, you want to start adding 1 session of strength training. That's right, I said strength training, not cardio, because it's strength training that will contribute to building muscle and getting you that toned, fit look. We made a video on how to get started with strength training as well, and I will link that in the description below. Once you're comfortable with 1 strength session a week, add 1 more on top of that for 2 strength sessions a week. You want to build up to eventually 2 to 3 strength sessions every week. Now, once you're comfortable and consistent with 2 strength training sessions a week, then add 1 moderate to high session of cardio, and then build that up to 2 to 3 sessions of cardio per week. Now, if you're able to consistently stick to all of these, you will inevitably hit a weight loss plateau. We made a whole video on what to do when you hit a plateau, and of course I'll link that also in the description below. So other than nutrition and exercise, also pay attention to these 2 other things. Sleep. Try to get as much high quality sleep as you can. Studies show that women who slept better tended to lose more weight than women who didn't. Water. Drink 2 to 2.5 7 liters of water daily. Our bodies often confuse thirst for hunger. So to prevent unnecessary snacking, make sure you're drinking about 500 milliliters of water every 3 to 4 hours.
Hey there! If you want to know when the next episode of Flat Stomach Scam and the real way to lose belly fat drops, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell icon. Until then, keep crushing it!